Welcome back!
Hey everybody.
I'm Stacey.
I'm Bryan.
And this is our review of
Dead Alive.
It's directed by Peter Jackson. They're very different movies. I like them about the same.
The movie starts on Skull Island. A man is hurriedly trying to leave the island with some creature, but the natives don't want him to take it because they know it's bad news bears.
Bad news monkeys. Cut to New Zealand, and we meet this real thirsty chick. There's this doctor that comes into her shop all the time.
Doctor?
Was he a doctor or was he a meat man? He wore a white coat. She's like, I would like to mate with him. And her grandma's creepily watching her.
You like him?
And then she's like, come in the back, we'll do a tarot card reading. And she's like, okay. The tarot card reading suggests that she will find a man and their love will last forever. But it's not her doctor friend.
Except there's some bad stuff also coming later that Grandma doesn't want to talk about right now.
So she's like, whatever, Grandma. And goes back out into the shop and there's this dorky ass dude coming in.
Knocks over a bunch of stuff.
Their hands part. And we see on the counter the symbol her mom foretold.
So now she is DTF immediately.
Yeah, she 2 seconds ago was like, oh, get out of my store, you freaking klutz. But this guy, it just doesn't seem like a sexual being. So he's like, I gotta go. I'm gonna knock down some more fruit. Bye, bye, bye.
We get to meet his mom. And he is 100% under his mother's thumb. She's holding him back. His whole life is taking care of his mother.
And he's got chores to do. But there's a good reason, because the Ladies Welfare League president is on her way.
I don't know what that is, but it's important, I think, at least to her. While Lionel is outside doing one of the many chores his mother has set for him,
the lady from the meat shop saunters up with her pup.
He's like, your brother usually does deliveries. And she's all like,
not today. I'm so thirsty.
can I have a drink?
Of your penis?
Through poor translations and missaid words, they set up a date to go to the zoo.
There's a couple different monkeys they look at, and then they look at this animated monkey. Is it CGI? Clay generated images?
I say this movie has a lot of really good special effects, but this is not one of those scenes.
A zoo man shows up and tells them the whole backstory. They didn't ask.
He's all like, the rats came off the boat, and the things they did to those monkeys, you can't say on YouTube. Lionel goes on to tell her that his dad drowned in a freak wave accident.
And she's like, cool, let's keep walking. And then we find out his mom followed them to the zoo, of course, because she just doesn't want him to be happy, obviously. She gets a little too close to the monkey cage.
She immediately is just like, nope, and just ends that rat monkey.
I know you're having a good time, but mommy needs to go home.
Leave this harlot.
Take me away from your love. So then things don't really go well for Mom.
It's pretty downhill from here.
A nurse comes, she dresses her wounds. Paquita sneaks up in the middle of the night and he's like, no, I am not seeing anyone right now. My mom's dying. It's unclear if they had sex. It's very close cropped. As is every scene in this movie. They must not have had a wide angle lens whatsoever. Everything is this close.
Peter Jackson likes the face. The next morning, Lionel sees that her wound is gotten real bad and he's like, I gotta call the nurse. And his mom's like, no, Lionel, you'll take care of me, right? You. But right at that moment, the Ladies League of Women Voters, or whatever it's called, the women who vote for themselves, the women's welfare recipients, women, it's a couple, and they come.
Yeah.
If it were me and my mother were decomposing on the bed and some people showed up, I'd be like, let's maybe do this again some other time.
Reschedule.
She's like, no, it's too important.
Part of her cheek starts to peel off and Lionel's like, we'll just glue that baby back on. Why would that be the answer? So they try to get through this meal.
I barely made it through this scene.
I liked it. This actress is really giving it her all. Oh my God, she committed so hard. Probably too hard. I think she could have dialed it back and it would have been plenty.
I couldn't have been in this room. I would have laughed the entire time.
She's just making sounds like
annual meeting.
And then she's falling apart, eating her own ear, splurting into other people's porridges.
The couple leaves. Paquita eventually shows up because she's thirsty. She's like, hi, Lionel, I missed you. I brought my dog. Holy shit, what's wrong with your mother?
He's like, nah, my mom's cool, everything's good.
Paquita's like, she ate my dog. And he's like, not all of it. And I'm like, dude, why would you think that's what she wants to hear right now? Like,
I categorize this as like a romantic comedy.
So the nurse shows up again, and she's like, we gotta take her to the hospital. And Paquita's like, I'll pack your bag. I know where all your stuff is, because I've been to your house before.
Mom just goes full zombie at this point and just rips the head off of the nurse. Not totally off, just kind of like a Pez dispenser. He gets him into the basement. Paquita comes down. She's like, where's your mom? He's like, yeah, you know.
Nothing. I didn't lock her in the basement.
Everything's fine.
Let's go. We're fine. His big plan is to go to the vet to get tranquilizers to somehow sedate his mom because he doesn't want to kill her even though she's a monster now. But this vet is like such a weird German stereotype. This actor again was like, I'm in this movie for 1 minute. I will put everything I have into this role and I will never be in any movies anymore, and that's okay.
Casting for this was like, who's the grossest Nazi looking dude we can find? Oh, you? Cool.
Why is he drooling?
It's a bit much. Lionel goes to visit Paquita at work.
Paquita's mother is like a witch woman, obviously, so she gives this amulet in the shape of the cross, just like how they met, to Lionel to keep him safe, always. Paquita's like, how's your mother doing?
Lionel's like,
And then she flies in the door.
She gets hit by a trolley. She was following him, like she did in life. After everyone saw his mom get hit by a trolley, he has to have a funeral. And now we get to meet the most impatient priest.
Oh my god, why was he so upset?
Lionel's like late, and the priest is like, if you're not here in a couple minutes, we're gonna do this thing without you.
Lionel's uncle shows up. He grabs Paquita. He's like, hey, this is a normal distance to talk to a lady, isn't it?
Look, the camera's only so big, honey. We gotta both be in this shot.
I would definitely talk to you this close even if it wasn't for the camera, though. How do you like my herpes?
But the mom is not ready for burial at all.
No, we go downstairs. She's like still getting embalmed. Why were we starting the funeral without the body being ready?
And what is this embalming machine that was made by Jules Verne in a parallel dimension? Peter Jackson, by the way, is the Undertaker.
I didn't know that. Did you tell me that?
I didn't. The priest's eulogy is just so angry.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to bury this wonderful woman.
So that night, Lionel, of course, has to go dig up his mother because she's still dead alive down there. But as he's doing that, a bunch of greasers, they piss all over his mother's grave.
The brownest piss I've ever seen. This guy is not healthy.
She reaches out through her grave, grabs him by the dick, and then just saws him in half.
By the way, the actress who played the mother, her job is done now, and this is just an adult man in a mask.
The gang quickly gets turned into zombies. They corner Lionel. We see, lo and behold, a hero, the priest.
Why is he a superhero?
We get one of the best lines in the movie.
I kick ass for the Lord. I hate it. I hate the priest. I hate that he's a superhero.
I love it. I love that he's a superhero.
It doesn't make sense.
He's just beating the shit out of these zombies. His whole life he's been waiting for this.
It doesn't matter. He gets zombied. So then Lionel takes the priest, the punk, his mom, and the nurse, sounds like a joke,
Yeah.
to his house and feeds them all lunch. The Pez dispenser lady, she's still got that situation happening.
Oh, he still tries to feed her though. Why?
The priest is somehow very turned on by Pez dispenser nurse and starts trying to start something with her, but then his uncle shows up. He tricks him into letting him in the house by saying he has a UTI. I mean, I don't think it was a trick. I think he really did. But then he just pees with the door open for a while. It sounds painful. And is like, hey, I just want to like know if you're going to give me all your mom's money or like if you're going to keep that. Could we talk about that now? And he's like, now's not a great time. And then the uncle hears the sex and then he deduces that maybe he's watching like one of his dad's porn films.
He's like, is that the one with the donkey? So he either knows that there's a very popular donkey porno going around, or he knows exactly what porno his dad had.
Eventually the uncle leaves. He's keeping all these zombies in the basement. One of them gives birth to a zombie baby. He's like, I'm gonna take it to the park.
Is Lionel just real dumb? Like, I feel like there's a demon baby. You don't need to try to give it a life.
We see the baby running around the park. It appears as if it has grown significantly. But no, it's a regular sized baby. It's just when they do wide shots, it is clearly a grown man in a baby costume.
When Lionel gets home, he sees that his uncle has discovered the corpses in the basement.
And he's like, I can call the cops and tell them about your corpses, or you can give me this house. So Lionel, of course, chooses to give him all of his money and home.
So his uncle is like, man, I know you got a bunch of dead bodies in this basement, and I've had this house for like an hour, but I'm gonna have all of my friends come over and have a giant party, and it starts immediately.
Paquita shows up and convinces Lionel, this woman is not your mother anymore. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill her. He finds this random jar of poison that's labeled poison and injects his mother with it.
Then he buries them all in the basement, which is also like, is that the best place? When you're killing your undead parents, remember to read the whole bottle.
Animal stimulant?
Running through their dead veins, turning them into hyper zombies. It's 0 to 60, this party. The gore at this point is fantastic. We're seeing this whole house just get torn apart. People getting ripped in half, their flesh ripped off. One woman gets punched through the face.
I like the lady with the light bulb in her head.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. You have the zombie head that's just like watching all of it from the floor and it gets kicked from room to room. You've got the zombie with the gnome bashed into its head. Lionel's uncle is just like meat grinding one of them out.
This bothered me. Paquita is left to fight the baby and she's like, I got it. I'm gonna turn on this like food processor, and then just like bounces out the window. But then later she uses the same device to like chop up someone. Lionel has to run away from the punk monster man. Somehow he like chops him like in half at the middle. His legs are walking, his torso's walking, all of his intestines fall out and make their own kind of creature with like a little bubble mouth. It's cute.
While Lionel's trying to escape the digestive tract tentacle monster, he finds out that his mother murdered his father and his father's mistress. It was all a lie.
I knew there was something I didn't like about her. Paquita is still very interested in this man, despite everything that's happening.
Love is love.
Thirsty's thirsty.
And then he finds his lawnmower.
He was mowing the lawn in the beginning. Chekhov's lawnmower.
And then we see him just mow through these zombies. And it goes on a while. It's so bloody. So awesome. And finally just turns around. They're just all gone. They're just all liquefied.
And he wins.
The end.
Is that the end?
No.
Lionel's mother comes out of the floor and she's big and she is naked and her boobs are saggy and her neck is like different. She's a mess. She always was, but now she's bigger.
And then in the most literal metaphor you could think of, she just absorbs Lionel back into her womb.
And then in the most literal metaphor possible, he is reborn out of her icky gooey mess.
That's what Stacey calls a vagina. He uses the amulet to claw his way out. And then he and Paquita leave. All the zombies burn.
And as he looks on as the home burns down, he's about to throw the amulet away. And Paquita's like, no, don't do that. And then he does it anyway. He throws it no feet away. He just like tosses it like a little man.
She wasn't saying like, no, you're going to need this. Like, don't embarrass yourself in front of the
You
police.
can't throw, honey.
Firemen are going to laugh at you, sir.
And I assume they live happily ever after because the tarot card said they would.
Yeah.
Well, it was good.
If you can handle the gore, this is a really fun movie. If you can't handle the gore, you're going to vomit for sure.
If you liked this review, please subscribe. If you didn't like it, subscribe anyway. Maybe like the next one. Also, we're taking suggestions in the comments for what you would like to see us review.
Did you like this movie? Did it make you puke?
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bryan and Stacey.
Let's do it again without me licking your